Hey everybody, Miguel Maravilla here from FightNews.com and SouthernCaliforniaBoxing.com. It is Tuesday, June 16th, 2020. It's fight day also. You got a fight tonight. You have also some notes to talk about. We have a few things to talk about. We also have of course the preview for tonight's top ranked card on ESPN. We also got some programming to talk about as well as the notes I've mentioned. So let's go ahead and let's jump into tonight's card. Tonight's card from the bubble at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The bubble. What a catchy name! It's the bubble. People are wondering, is it something? It's pretty much the conference center, but it's the bubble zone for the those fighting, those participating, those members, part of the team. Their realm, their area is the bubble, so that's where everyone pretty much is safe. There's no one in that bubble is allowed to enter. But anyways, let's move on to the fights. So we got the co-feature that's I believe it's starting off the telecast, but we'll jump into that in a bit, as well as the main event. So let's talk about some of the fights we have. We have the middleweights, Nikolos Sekniasveli. He came in weighing 159.25. He'll be taking on Isaiah Jones. That is scheduled, I believe, for 6 rounds. Let me double check that, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, a middleweight fight scheduled for 6 rounds. You have, this middleweight prospect in Shiaknishvili. Still trying to figure out to pronounce his name. Anyways, he comes in undefeated. He's expected to win. He's the one that's being showcased. He's the one that is sporting that good record. I do expect him to obviously get a victory here, being that he's showcased, being that he's the one that's the one that they're featuring. Then more about let's talk more about shit. What's his name again? But that's one of the scheduled fights. Then we also have heavyweight Hector Perez. He'll be taking on Juan Torres. We also have Borberzan Mominov taking on Cameron Creel. And of course, the co-feature Giovanni Santillan taking on former world champion Antonio DeMarco. And then we have the main event, bantamweight Joshua Greer Jr. taking on Mike Plania, Filipino. So what can we say? It's going to be another another good card. More boxing for us. Then let's go ahead and talk the main event. In the main event, we have Joshua Greer taking on Plania. Greer, himself, he's as technical a fighter as they come. He very flashy. He's taking on a tough Filipino fighter that is looking to make the most of himself here in this TV time, in the spotlight that he's getting. Plania himself comes in, 23-1 with 12 knockouts. Greer 22-1-1 with 12 knockouts. So you could say this is an even matchup. Greer from Chicago, he's looking, at the number one contender spot for the WBO at bantamweight. You have Plania. He's won 8 straight fights since his only loss to Juan Carlos Payano, uh, you know, former world champion, which pretty much gave him the fight against another pound for pound flyweight. You have Naoya Inoue. So that this should be a pretty competitive main event, unlike the last two main events that we've had. We've had Magdaleno pretty much in a one-sided fight, won by DQ over Yenifiel Vicente, and then of course you have Shakur Stevens that just wiped the floor with Felix Caraballo. So this main event is definitely something to watch. We shall see. Definitely, the winner of this fight is going to definitely find himself in a world title shot. Maybe perhaps later this year. Solid main event to look forward to, and then we have the co-feature. Yes, we have former former. I was going to say undefeated, but actually I got caught up. We have former world champion Antonio DeMarco sporting a 33-8 1 with 24 knockout record, taking on Giovanni Santillan. DeMarco, he has taken on everybody. He has taken on Edwin Valero. He has taken on Jorge Linares. He has taken on Jesse Vargas. He's taken on quite Adrian Broner. He's fought quite a number of top names. He himself has the credibility. Santillan undefeated, 25-0 with 15 knockouts. This is his time to shine. This is his spotlight on TV, national TV on ESPN. Santillan out of San Diego is, he's a solid welterweight prospect co-promoted by Thompson Boxing and Top Rank Boxing. So, what happens here in this fight for Santillan is going to determine where he goes after. This is definitely a big test for the San Diego fighter Santillan. I do expect this to be the competitive fight tonight. You have DeMarco, who has nothing to lose, who has, like I mentioned, he's been in the ring with some of the greats. You have Santillan that's looking to prove what he's about, looking to put San Diego on the fighting town map once again. Santillan, he made some noise as he was giving Floyd Mayweather some good work sparring, leading to the fight with Pacquiao. Santillan, a southpaw. I've actually covered him in his early days when he was fighting at the DoubleTree. So I look forward to watching Santillan get the victory. It's going to be not going to be an easy victory, but he's going to have to put in some work. I don't think he's going to roll over DeMarco. I think DeMarco's going to make him earn it. So we shall see. And then, of course, the undercard, as I talked about, you have Nikolo Shekniashvili, 5-0, 4 knockouts from Georgia. Not Georgia in the South, but Georgia in the Eastern Bloc, part of the former Soviet Union. That Georgia. He himself is going to be taking on Isaiah Jones, 8-1 with 3 knockouts out of Detroit, 6 round middleweight bout. So as I mentioned before, Sakhniaveli is pretty much the one that's being featured, but you never know. Isaiah Jones also has something to prove. So this looks like a pretty competitive undercard fight. Also, we have where is he at? That fight was actually bumped off, I believe. Yes. Then we have the heavyweights. Hector Perez, 6-2 with 3 knockouts. He'll be taking on Juan Torres, 5-2-1 with 2 knockouts. That's a pretty even heavyweight 4-rounder. 4-rounder is it 4-rounder? Let me double check. I believe it's a 6-4 rounder, just depending on the rest of the action, how it goes. That's one of the fights. We also have Orbizan Mominov taking on Cameron Creo. That's going to be in the junior middleweight division. We look forward to tonight's card. It should be fun to watch. So tune into it, check it out, it will be it will be competitive. So as far as the news and notes that we have the heavyweight division. You got WBC interim heavyweight champion Dylan White. He's already started his legal proceedings against the WBC, so he gets his title shot. That way, you know, there's there's nothing preventing him from fighting him. Of course, you have Fury. He's actually the WBC champion, and of course, White is the interim in waiting. So with all the mix up in the heavyweight division, with Fury slated to fight a rematch with Wilder, with Fury apparently slated to take on Anthony Joshua next year, and uh, you know, it just makes it difficult for Dylan White to get his crack at the world title. So he's promoted by Eddie Hearn, who he actually promotes Anthony Joshua. So quite a move there by Dylan White. I'm sure Hearn also, why wouldn't Hearn want to unify them titles? I see what the move is here, but it's all in the best interest for Dylan White, nobody else. So he just has to do what he has to do. All he wants to do is secure his title shot. You can't knock the guy for that. I mean, the politics of boxing, the way things go. I especially right now during this time. Right now's the time to say, hey, I want to go through some legal proceedings. I have all the time in the world except for training. There's really nothing to do. So hey, much power to him. Wish him the best of luck on that. Then we have some upcoming programming. We have a card on July 18th from Kazakhstan. Yes, that'll be on ESPN Plus. That will be MTK Fight Night Returns. ESPN in association with Top Rank and IFL TV. So that will take place July 18th from Kazakhstan. And as most of you know, Kazakhstan is the birth country of Gennady Golovkin. Yes, so it's good to see boxing in Kazakhstan in getting some exposure on ESPN. But back and as far as the fights goes, you got Abe Tolesh 5-0 with 3 knockouts. These are the fighters that are going to be featured. Darren Lusinov 8-0, 1 with 7 knockouts. Arman Reisbeck 7-0. State 7-0 with 8 knockouts, but I'm thinking 8-0 with 8 knockouts or 7-0, 7 knockouts. There you have Beribey Nurimbetov 5-0, 1 knockout. Nurdos Tolebey 2-0, 1 knockout, and Ray um, Sistanov 2-0. So they'll be competing on that card. Then we have more upcoming programming, more fights coming up. You have tonight's fight on ESPN, and then Thursday we have Jose Sniper Pedraza taking on Mikhail Lepierre. That's again Thursday, June 18th on ESPN. Don't forget Tuesday, June 20th from Mexico City on ESPN Plus. You got Super Bantamweight WBO Super Bantamweight champion Emilio Navarrete taking on Miguel Lopez. Then June 23rd on ESPN we have Andrew Maloney taking on Joshua Franco. June 25th, you have the other Maloney brother, Jason Maloney. He'll be taking on Leonardo Baez. Of course, the action continues on ESPN Plus June 27th, as Miguel Berchel will be taking on an opponent to be named later. Then we have Elwin Soto again taking on an opponent to be determined. Then June 30th, we have Alex Cholo Salcedo, the welterweight out of Oklahoma. He'll be taking on Sonny Fredrickson. So that wraps it up for June. And then July 2nd on ESPN, we have Jamil Herring taking on former champ? No, or Olympian. Jonathan Okendo. I think he's a former Olympian. Well, there's no such thing as former Olympian. Once an Olympian, always an Olympian. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he fought Abner Mares a few years back. Then 4th of July on ESPN Plus. What a way to celebrate 4th of July with some fireworks with the bang. Not talking about the fireworks outside and the grilling you'll be doing outside. I'm not talking about those fireworks. I'm talking about the fireworks featuring Jaime Munguia. Munguia, always looks for the knockout. Is a heavy-handed fighter, so he'll be taking on an opponent to be determined as well. July 7th, also from Las Vegas on ESPN, we have Ivan Baranchik taking on Jose Cepeda. So that's the upcoming programming. Those are the upcoming fights that we have for the month of June and early July. Again, there's also Golden Boy is slated to return in July. They were looking for 4th of July, so you have that card featuring Jaime Munguia, which should with, that should include Golden Boy. And, so as far as tonight goes, enjoy the fights tonight. You know, take a look, see what you like. I know I'll be watching, so until then, we will see you again on Thursday with a preview of Thursday's cards as well as a short recap of what happened tonight. So, I'm Miguel Maravilla. Follow me on Twitter at Mig Maravilla. For the latest boxing news and information, log on to fightnews.com and SouthernCaliforniaBoxing.com. So, that's that. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.